Hello again, everybody. Well, I wanted to sum up some of my thoughts about the John Lennon Power to the People box set, which is coming out on October 10th, so about 2 months from now, as many folks will have heard. So, just giving my thoughts, and, one thought off the top of my head is I'm going to finally own a copy of Sometime in New York City, minus one omitted song, and I'm going to get to that later on, of course. We're just going to dive in a little bit. Again, I know other channels, other folks have probably covered this a lot more in depth. Again, full transparency, never owned the album myself, so that's going to change this, among other things. So basically, the time period in the background we're dealing with this box set is, so by 1972, really late 1971, John and Yoko had moved to New York City. They're settling into Greenwich Village before eventually leaving for the Dakota apartment buildings in March of 1973. So first, the album proper itself, at least a little bit of background and information I have. The album was released on June 12th of 1972 and September 15th, 1972 in the UK. Recorded with the backing band Elephant's Memory Band. It was usually, John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band. It was kind of a lot of basically people moving in and out, a lot of different configurations, much like Wings in the 70s. That's kind of the vibe, but again, it's during this time, it's John's most politically active period between about late 1968, maybe 1969 with Give Peace a Chance up until this time period in 1972. And, of course, again, like I said, Elephant's Memory Band is playing the backing role. And with that, let's get to the Elephant's Memory Band in the room, shall we? You see what I did there. So, the first thing to address is Woman is the Bleep of the World was released as the single off the original album. Now, my understanding, first of all, is with the title, you can look it up. It's not a title I'm going to repeat, ever, really. But in order for people to hear the song, they actually had to call into a special hotline to hear the song itself. And, basically what they were going for with the song itself is, again, that it was just intended the song showing kind of women being treated as second-class citizens. And at the time, they even went to great lengths, both John and Yoko, to explain that this particular word used in the song was not meant as an affront to any group of people. There was even a press conference attended by staff from both Jet and Ebony magazines, so you can sort of see where I'm going with this. And I've only heard a few other tracks from the album over the years, just bits and pieces here and there. Most notably in the U.S. versus John Lennon, they had a couple tracks in that documentary film from back in either 2004 or 2005. Trying to remember off the top of my head which it was. So there's basically the autobiographical New York City, John's arriving in New York, which that probably should have been the single from the album. The album might have done much better. And we'll get to that in a second. It's just basically a solid rocker dealing with the early months moving into New York City. John Sinclair is basically a plea to free an activist John Sinclair who was getting a 10-year sentence for giving 2 marijuana joints to an undercover police officer at the time. So, the original album itself, this is really John's first commercial failure. It only made it to number 48 on the U.S. charts, so kind of a commercial, stumbling block, especially considering that he came out of the gate very strong with, of course, the Plastic Ono Band in 1970. Imagine in 1971, he's riding pretty high commercially, critically. This is the first real speed bump for him. Really about the only speed bump I can think of, and maybe that's why I never ended up getting the album itself. Maybe the reputation I heard from critics at the time and things preceded it. Again, that's going to change with this box set, of course. So, that's that's pretty much what the album itself did, the original album. So the next topic I'm going to cover in this, which deals with the box set, because the box set's containing all of this, we've got the one-to-one concerts August 30th of 1972. A little bit of quick background, a little bit of historical background. There was a Willowbrook State School, which was basically an institution for children with intellectual disabilities in the Willowbrook neighborhood of Staten Island, located in New York City. Operated from 1947 to 1987, so 40 years, right? So in early 1972, Geraldo Rivera, yes, that Geraldo Rivera, so he did a series of investigations on Willowbrook, basically showing the very deplorable conditions, including overcrowding, abuse of the residents by staff, some very horrible stuff that I've been led to believe. I've never actually seen the footage itself, really, but I have to obviously take their word for it because it's on film, it's, in the record, it's documented. All right, so this inspires John and Yoko, who both knew Geraldo, to do the one-to-one benefit concerts. Again, this is happening August 30th, 1972. So they did it in Madison Square Garden, New York City. Okay, great. Charitable shows, which raised about $1 million, a little over $1.5 million for the cause, basically to help out with this situation. These were only, really, John's only full-length concerts after leaving the Beatles, and really the last concerts that John and Yoko performed together. John would later do a special guest appearance in November 1974 with Elton John. And that was pretty much it as far as live appearances go, at least on stage. So there's a few things that excite me about the release. First of all, we're getting both the afternoon and the evening shows of the one-to-one concert, kind of along with a hybrid of the show itself on the box set. I guess other things we're getting is a New York City Evolution documentary. I'm taking this to mean various songs and their states of completion. Getting a New York City studio jam with John, Yoko, and Elephant's Memory Band, a very heavy sound that they had. Very 1970s sound at that, for obvious reasons. We also are going to get some live cuts from the Jerry Lewis telethon that they both did, that John and Yoko both did, September of 1972, which is going to be great, featuring Imagine, Give Peace a Chance, kind of a couple of the greatest hits. We're also going to get various other home recordings and everything like that. Now, the physical aspect of the deluxe box set, I love that it has the 9 CDs, the Blu-ray audio, as well as basically, there's a poster included, a book included, which I'm enjoying and I'm looking forward to reading as I'm listening and, absorbing the material itself. Now, one of the final questions is, are we going to get the full concert by itself, alone released? Well, there's some rumblings online that say yes. For me, I'd love to have a Blu-ray or DVD with upgraded sound and video. Of course, I picked up this nice little gem. It's a beta tape right here as part of a recent little find. Only about 30-something bucks for a couple of the beta tapes. But you can see one-on-one concert. This was released in 1986. Also on CD itself, by the way, which is still out there. I don't think it's in print anymore. But those are some of my thoughts, some of my feelings about the John Lennon box set. Again, I'm just looking forward to it. I'm really hoping to dive into that. I've enjoyed the Imagine box set itself, the Give Me Some Truth box set. I hope to pick up also the Mind Games Deluxe box set at some point. No, not the $1,000 cube, but the other one that I'm really looking forward to. So that's kind of it. That's kind of just some of my thoughts, some of my speculations and everything. We're obviously going to know in October when we get the box set itself. That's going to be very nice to have. And that's pretty much it. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to catch everybody in the next video. And power to the people indeed. I'll see everybody next time.